Good morning, folks. Sorry, I was just wondering what the heck security's up to. I'm sitting there, what do these guys want? It's like, I'm in a legitimate parking space this time. I'm not kidding. They got this space that's right next to me. One thing we always complain about is there's not enough handicap spaces. They got us coming in right after one of the big lines comes in every morning. So nearly every space is filled up here in the front. But since this space's corner touches the pedestrian walkway, they X'd it out. And if you park there, even though there's a handicap sign right here that still says it's valid, they'll sticker your car. And I got to be careful because since I'm not driving an American vehicle, and I'm definitely driving something that's not one of the Ford family vehicles, I might get stickered. So I'm trying to stay within the rules there. All right, here they go. The yellow flashes of doom. Sorry, I was a security guard. I know how boring it can be. And so here we are. It's Wednesday. I'm coming up on my I don't know how manyth run of the Destroyer series that was done by Graphic Audio. And for you folks that don't know what the Destroyer series is, it was a bunch of novels. And this is basically where, if you've seen Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins, that movie a long time ago, if you've seen that movie, it's this series of novels that was based on. And so it's kind of like getting the further adventures of Remo and Chun, if you're into that thing. And if you haven't had a chance to watch that movie, give it one watch because it was always enjoyable. Just to give you an update, Chun came from the village where all the martial arts began, and it was called Shinanju. And basically everything else like kung fu, karate, ninjutsu, all that stuff was based off stuff that was taken from Shinanju. And like I said, it's watch it for yourself. I'm not kidding. It's a fun movie, but please don't give me any racial rants because Joel Grey is playing a Korean. Oh, I'm glad you liked the story. Yeah, What Lies Beneath was definitely a fun one to do. I was originally going to title it something else, but I didn't want to give away the ending till the very last minute. It was supposed to be like Order of the Cybermen or something like that, or Monastery, the Cyber, and I just changed it because I didn't want the surprise to be revealed too early. So that's how it became What Lies Beneath. Um, yeah, I had a bunch of different titles for that. Brotherhood it was like Brotherhood of the Daleks was already used, something like that. But I remember I had a list of them. I don't think she listens to my stuff. Like I said, I know it's not everybody's forte. Like I said, I do it for fun. Sadly, I'm taking forever on Murder on the Chaitanya, and I should have had it done over 2 years ago. And uh, that's just how I am. I'm finally getting the audios back in order right now, and I'm almost done with one of the shorts, and I like that. It's supposed to be like a 15-minute, maybe 10-minute at most, and it's gonna probably be closer to a half hour now by the time I'm done with it. And that's called "It's Time to Pull the Weeds." Um, but okay, back on the Doctor Who. It's amazing to me how once again, like I said, I heard this yesterday, and I'm not gonna denounce or degrade or you know talk down on the people who said it, but it's like Chibnall, like I said, was the evil of all, the thing of all evil. I like that. It was Chibnall's writing. He ruined everything. And I'm like, guys, he didn't write every episode for one. So I wish they'd get off that horse already. They've been beating that dead horse for the last 5 years. And yeah, Rose Tyler's been overdone. I agree with you. But It's like, come on, they've got one more special to go, and yet everybody's taking their parting shots. You know, like they're, ugh. It'd be like if a bunch of time travelers showed up and started throwing rotten tomatoes at the Titanic as it leaves the port. It's getting ridiculous. It's like, when is this going to be over? I keep hearing it's like, guys, it was over back in like October of last year. It's done. Plus, I love how, I think it was Mr. TARDIS pointed out, all these guys are jumping up and down about Ncuti Gatwa already, and I'm like, they had to immediately go back to a man, blah, blah, yet they're not saying a word about Tenet being back for the specials. I love it. Every time, Chibs did anything, they at RTD's bringing back, his favorite doctor for the sake of some specials. Well, mainly just to fill the gap, between seasons, for the 60th, era. Yeah, I hope things get better there for you, Eric. I just saw all that. But it just amazes the crap out of me. Here's the thing. Yeah, a lot of people. I don't believe in having a monarchy for any reason. The thing is, I would tell you, why are you still, having the royal family and all? It's mainly traditional. I don't want to harp on other people's, systems, because ours is far from perfect. How can I harp on anybody about having a royal family when we've got, we have the first, family usually that's, we treat like royalty for however long they're in the office. I'll put it to you this way. At least you guys know that the Queen never posed for, shall we say, erotic photographs like our last First Lady did. Yeah, that's why I die laughing here when people harp on the, if we elect this guy, everything's going to change. No, it ain't, because you're still electing the same jerks into Congress. How do you expect anything to change when, the president's a middleman? He's basically a figurehead. He can put out executive orders all he wants and all that, but the day I know things are going to change is when we vote everybody out. Come on, you've had guys who were literally, like Strom Thurmond, look him up. You had guys like that who were sitting in Congress for over half a century because there's no term limits in the Senate. And, it's like, that was one of our big founding fathers' blunders there, And you're never going to get term limits put in either, because the people who have to vote on it are the Congress. Just like they can give themselves pay raises. Ugh. Even though our national debt is through the sky. I'm not kidding. It's like, if you want guys not to run for office that you don't want in there, if we could pass this legislation, it'll never pass. Fine, then guess what, guys? You're on the same health plan as everybody else, and you're at minimum wage until you solve the budget problem. I guarantee you no one would run for Congress. Nobody. There wouldn't be this, I did it just to serve. I'm not kidding. These guys get a health care plan that blows mine and, makes mine look mediocre. And I have a pretty good one. Thankfully, there's a lot of people out there who don't have medical insurance, and it's just, every time they try to pass a universal one, no, get that spawn of Satan away from here, it's socialist. Oh, goodness gracious. How dare you bring up such a socialist topic? Meanwhile, you've had the post office for how many years? So how's everybody settling into the fact that Camilla is now your queen consort? I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around that. I don't want to talk disrespectfully about it, and then you got the Hollywood starlet who just married her way into the family, and now she's the Duchess of Wales or something like that. I'm like, talk about new gold digger level achieved. Oh, I know. Trust me, I'm one of them people they call a conspiracy theorist because I have no doubt in my mind, zero, she was killed. Now, I don't have one iota of doubt. Because the whole story about the limo driver doesn't wash. It does not wash at all. Plus, that whole story about why it took him over a half hour to get her to a hospital, I'm not buying that either. It was the paparazzi, yeah, the nearest vehicle that was paparazzi-wise was like over 50 yards behind the limo when it hit. Yeah, like, come on, really? The driver was drunk. Yeah, even though we got footage of him with not so much as a stagger, not so much as a hiccup, walking out of the hotel to take them to the limo. This guy was supposed to be falling down drunk, and it's led to their destruction, yet I'm watching him walk out perfectly sober. Because I think it was because of the fact she was going to marry Dodi El Fayed. They did not want that happening. And I can forgive my views on that, but that's just what I believe. They did not want the Fayeds being associated with the royal family. There was a bunch of political stuff involved that I don't have time to get into. It was a whole string of events, and it's just, I don't believe in, I don't believe in accidents like that just happen. It's just me. Maybe I'm paranoid. Okay, folks, I just looked at the time, and I have got to run. Maybe one of these days I'll get into a little more in depth, but well, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time because I just saw the time and I'm over a minute and a half late to get inside. So I like to be in there with plenty of time to go so I can get set up. So take care, everybody. We'll catch y'all later. We'll talk about that at another time. Just remind me, we'll get into a little more in depth. Like I said, I got to run in, so please be kind, be calm, be safe. That you know of, Philip. Dun dun. Okay. I gotta get inside. I'm running way behind. Take care, everyone, and hopefully we'll see y'all in the future. Have a happy Wednesday.